Earth is a wonder, and Earth is our life and happiness.
Good morning, and wonderful evening for those joining from the West. Just had a first day of our Earth Day celebrations yesterday. Realized so many we are so dependent, or we are so part of nature. In many cultures, many parts of the world, is always nature has been celebrated. It's just forgotten, but awareness about being part of the nature, being respecting nature is coming back. And as meditators, it becomes natural. Yesterday I heard from a speaker from Greece about how even a simple dandelion, which is called a wild plant, so useful. With meditation, we heard this week about many health benefits. And of course, is about increasing energy and helping to conserve and increase our energy. One way to enhance our energy is through plant-based diet. Of course, there is also the angle of being compassionate to other beings. Meditators naturally become compassionate. Eating non-vegetarian food is about non-violence. I mean, being violent for our fellow beings. So meditators naturally start feeling compassionate to every being. Lawrence, who spoke about last week about nature, she mentioned how overnight she became vegetarian. Just a matter of, lifelong she lived in a culture and places where vegetarianism wasn't even practiced and wasn't even thought about. And the moment she came into meditation, overnight she became vegetarian and started with a plant-based diet. Of course, now we know there are many benefits of being a part of the, being a vegetarian. Health-wise, many of the health conditions are common among people who eat meat, like the obesity, the heart conditions, the high blood pressure. Many of them the studies have shown are quite common. And we are, by design, we are actually meant to be herbivores, and the teeth structure, the way we are, chew saliva, our saliva is alkaline, which is meant to be for herbivores. So if you look at our body conditions, also we are actually close to a plant eating. We are meant to be plant-based. And many other conditions, the obesity, the cancer, obesity is 3 times higher in people in the population who are non-vegetarian. And of course, the whole animal farming is so it's become so incompassionate. A lot of diseases are born out of these very cruel environment, if you can call that. Meat contains, on an average, 13 times more pesticides than vegetables. When I first heard Dr. Ramani talk about this, he mentioned when animals are killed, a lot of the adrenaline and the harmful chemicals, because they are so fearful at the time of their death. And when we consume the same meat, we get many of those harmful chemicals as well. So it is, of course, we become compassionate when we become plant-based diet. Also, we are healthier. We talk about Earth Day, right? And now we know the amount of water that is used for in the animal farms, like the chicken and the poultry farms and dairy farms. To make 1 pound of meat is 300 times more than to make the same amount of either, rice or any other plant-based diet food, vegetables and so on. 300 times more. so much of water is wasted. A lot of pollution is because of the poultry industry, water pollution. More forests are, more deforestation happens to allow for animal grazing, and again most of the animals are allowed to graze so that they can be killed for the meat. 16% of the world forest cover has been lost in the last 2 decades to make way for animal farms. 77% of the food that is grown is actually meant to the livestock, which are eventually killed. So slowly we realize that it is not sustainable to make, this earth is, we cannot sustain as we continue with the meat industry. So much of health spend on healthcare because to treat many of these conditions which are essentially because of animal diet. And of course, there is what I spoke earlier about being conscious about fellow beings. Animals are consciousness too. They are here for a purpose too. We stop killing. First thing that we do, Patriji always talks about this: no violence, no interference. We start practicing that as we get into the path of meditation. So we recognize that we are not just compassionate with fellow beings, but we are also compassionate among all animals. Many myths have been developed, and one of them is you need a lot of proteins. And if you are, playing very active sports without meat, you cannot be, get all the proteins. And first time when I heard about it, I was like amazed. It's the largest animal, the fastest animal, the strongest animal, the elephant, the horse, they're all plant eating. And I realized many of the top athletes today are turning towards vegetarianism. And interestingly enough, when I started this study, I realized many of them are actually meditators too. The top athletes like Djokovic, who's on the top tennis athlete. So many of them, it's become a myth now that you need to be meat eating if you have to be strong, if you have to be in that, be a top athlete. So friends, as we continue our practice of meditation, as we understand the benefits of health, we start recognizing that this is one area of starting practicing plant-based diet will definitely help our growth. We experiment. Again, there is no judgment. We start experimenting and start seeing, because as we continue our practice of meditation, we start becoming open to all things. We don't believe anything. We stop believing, but become more open to try things. We experiment things. We spoke about how pyramid energy can enhance our practice. So we experiment with pyramid energy. We experiment with plant-based diet. And like Lawrence, who sings so much of joy and happiness when she moved from being a non-vegetarian to a plant-based diet. We can all experiment. Let's get into another session of meditation today, friends. And we get into this with an intent to be compassionate for everybody. Compassionate towards ourselves, compassionate towards every other being. So relax, friends. For those who are new, the technique that we follow today is called Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation or breath mindfulness meditation. It's very, very simple. We sit comfortably either on a chair or on the floor, close our eyes, cross our fingers, cross our hands and fingers into fingers, place it on comfortably on our lap, cross our legs at the ankle, and observe our simple and natural breath. No forceful exhalation, just observe the breath either at the tip of the nose or preferably between the eyebrows. And we observe our gentle breath going in and coming out. And as we observe the breath, slowly the thoughts starts reducing and we become empty. If you get thoughts, that's okay too. Just recognize that there are thoughts coming in and bring back the attention back to the breath. All right, friends, relax. Close your eyes. And initially we practice heart elevation, which is you bring up any of the elevated emotions like compassion, love, gratitude, joy. And then we go into breath mindfulness meditation. Relax, friends.
Dear friends, dear masters, keep your hands on your chest area. Rest your attention at your sacred heart. With a slow, long, relaxing breath, can you feel your beautiful heart? Connect with your heart center, the seat of all emotions, and feel the beat and rhythm of your own heart, which is nurturing all life with its love energy, with its gratitude, compassion energy. With a slow, long, relaxing breath and feel your heart center and breathe in life into your center. Recollect an experience of love, of joy, of gratitude, and elevate yourself with that feeling. Relive that moment and feel that energy. The more you experience these energies of love, joy, gratitude, the more we become one with all things and everybody. We are all deeply interconnected. We are specks of energy, intricately connected with each other. Allow yourself to radiate that energy beyond your body onto every corner of this planet Earth, to this region of conflict, to help people gain their strength to reflect. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows. With a greater intention, to help resolve these conflicts with love and compassion. Radiate this energy onto this area of conflict. 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 Radiate this energy onto this to every corner of this planet Earth, for it is bound to be received by the needy. With a greater intention for a peaceful coexistence. Allow yourself to extend this energy beyond your body into every part of this world. Feel it. Feel that vibration. Feel that energy of love, of joy, of gratitude, compassion. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows. Feel that energy. Feel. And let's go into breath mindfulness meditation with your fingers into fingers, resting your hands comfortably in your lap, eyes closed. Observe your normal, natural in breath and the out breath. Be with your breath. Become one with that in breath and the out breath, and allow yourself to become empty of all thoughts in your mind. As our mind is becoming empty, we allow our body to function at its natural best. We connect with that greater emptiness, that consciousness, that intelligence. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness as you become one with your breath. Become aware of the emptiness inside of you, all around you. When we empty our mind of all thought, we experience that greater emptiness, that quantum energy field. If you find yourself distracted in thought, go back to observing your breath, dear friends, and allow yourself to merge into that emptiness of no body, of no thing. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. Allow yourself to stay connected to that emptiness, that energy. This is your divine self. The longer you connect with this energy, the more whole you become. friends. Express gratitude to all things and everybody. It's an honor and privilege to be experiencing this life at this time of history. Your gratitude, your parents, your teachers, your mentors, to your family, friends, colleagues, relatives, partners, to this grand nature, to everything you use, the systems that support you, to yourself and to this intelligent universe. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership.
Thanks. Hope you had a great session of meditation. Today, being a Saturday, we listen to a business leader who's been practicing meditation. Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Happy morning, friends. Hope you all had a great meditation. Today we have with us Mr. Sandeep Bhatia. Mr. Sandeep Bhatia is a CEO of Quality Printing in Dubai. Aged 41, he was introduced to Buddha's Evo Quantum Foundation in February 2022 and attended a 2-day session with Dr. Chandra. He calls Master Chandra as doctor because he has the capacity to fix minds by his quantum analytics and, of course, meditation. Since then, he has been regularly practicing Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation and has attended several sessions conducted by Dr. Chandra and other masters. He has practiced various meditation programs in the past, but in these sessions, he learned the clarity of purpose. Moreover, the program is a 40-day morning meditation commitment, which helps to get habitual and discipline to a daily ritual of successful meditation. The analyzing mind, he could bring it to a complete stop and empty it completely as and when required, purely by this process of meditation. Empty mind helped him in his business too, which increased by 30% over the previous month. He's very grateful to the Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation organization and the whole team to guide everyone and going out of their way to help and support normal mankind. I welcome you, sir.
Hi, very good morning to all of you. It was an amazing session this morning too, as usual. And I just would like to introduce myself. Firstly, I'll want you all to ground yourself. You can actually feel the energy. You put your legs on the ground and you feel completely rooted, completely connected to the ground, and let go all the feeling basically. So stop your analyzing mind completely, bring it to a stop, and then do whatever you want to do. It will be a great help. I have a little story to share. I'd like to first see all of you all, whoever can put on your videos, that will be a great thing. It will help me connect to everyone. So I have been doing meditation for quite some time. I'm 51 years of age, not 41. I wish I was still 41. Uh, well, I have a little story. When I met Dr. Chandra, I call him Dr. Chandra, as you rightly said, because he has fixed so many people's mind and souls. His presence is enough to actually make you feel good, connected. And when I met him in February 22 in Dubai, it was crazy experience. I left meditation for good 10 years. And before that, I was doing every day 2 hours. I'd seen results. It was outstanding results that I always had when I was doing 2 hours of meditation every day. But you know, a point came when you feel that, oh, you know it all, and who else can bring something new in your life? I've been to many masters, many of such events I've attended, and I was done with everything. I said, no, that's enough. I mean, there's nothing more to learn. So apparently, for our neighbors Sudha and Pratap not to feel bad, they had invited me for this event, and I just happened to be there. I said, okay, another meditation session. There's nothing new about it. So I went there, and I'd not done meditation for good 10 years. Went there and I felt some connect, because his intent was amazing. His intent was, I'm here to help you. And I saw that mentoring mind in him. I said, I need help. Somewhere I must have manifested Chandra in my life, because I needed help at one point. And I manifested him in my life. And he said, there's a 40 days program coming. After the whole session, 2 days intro session was finished, he said, there's a 40 days program happening. Whoever would like to join, please join in. I said, wow, that's amazing, because 40 days to commit, when you start committing for 40 days, you actually are like it becomes like a habit. You want to brush your teeth every day. Without that, you feel uncomfortable. So we first did an existing 10-day program, and then we did the 30 days program, and then now is another. This is my third program. I'm on the 50th day. Since then, I've not stopped any of the meditation. I'm not missed out. And even if I miss a day or two, I make sure I'm doing it in the evening or during the day. Now, why and how I'm using this technique in my daily life, I make sure I ground myself. I bring my body voltage to zero the minute I ground myself. I then enter my office. Now here, when your mind is zero, you have ability to put in new information. And I'm seeing jackpot situation everywhere, because I'm zero with my mind. The minute I get into my office, I see like, oh, wow, there's opportunity everywhere. The people whom I meet, my clients that I meet, I'm able to connect completely, because they need a connect. You're not having a sales pitch at all. Today, I'm only going to talk about business. I have many other life experiences also because of meditation. Just one small thing is, I was handicapped for 2 years of my life. And by meditation, yoga, and some practices like these, I could bring back life. I could revive. I could reprogram my DNA. This is absolute quantum. You cannot explain it. So that thing, I brought it back in my business. And in fact, in last 40 days, my business has gone up by 30% because I can have my intuition develop to an extent where I know if there's tsunami coming or if there is a problem coming up, much before time, we are able to fix it. Much before time, we are able to take active steps and we are bringing in a change. I changed my complete business model in last 45 days, actually. We know all that the energy prices have gone up above the roof. From February 22nd, from February 11 to 2022, we have actually taken all the active measures to buy our stocks much before time. And in Dubai, it's a very fast city. I mean, if you don't take active steps immediately, you are lost. This is nothing else but meditation. This God-gifted help that came into me from Dr. Chandra is just because I asked for help somewhere. We have been in business as a family business since over 90 years, and I'm here in Dubai since 26 years. I have never seen a business change in my lifetime. It's 30% growth in just 40 days. And this is by developing intuition. You are aware of so many things. He gave one example of business loan. You think that you're going with the flow. You take business loan to develop your company, your projects, your machinery, and you keep on taking business loan and a business loan. This is only bringing you to the grave, actually. If you are taking a business loan with analyzing why you need the loan or what are you going to do with it, then you take a business loan. Otherwise, you think, oh, I'm going with the flow. I need money to buy paper or stocks or whatever you want to buy. You keep on doing that. You're actually getting into a grave. Eventually, you find out that you are not able to pay. But this time, for the first time ever in my life, and so much of meditation I have done in the past and left for 10 years, bringing back to what I was doing. This time I took a business loan, but with thinking twice, what am I going to do with it? How I'm going to do with it? So analyzing everything made my business loan more valuable than just taking it. And you think you're going in the flow, but no, you are not going with the flow. You are actually getting into the grave. So this time I took a business loan. It took me about 35 days why I need a loan. And we actually have made a complete plan for 6 months. What are we going to do about it? And yes, this is a little story about me. And thank you so much for being a great help. Manifestation has been outstanding and it's much, much faster than time that I can ever believe. Thank you so much for everything.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Sandeep. We go with the intuition. I think one thing that you beautifully said, every time you enter office, you become zero.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest lesson that we can all take. Because every time when you become zero, then you can take anything and everything. Of course, we make our decisions once we get all the information. But if you don't make ourselves zero, we start filtering the information that we get.
Yeah.
Thank you for reinforcing that. And amazing to hear 30% growth in just a month or so.
Yeah.
For a business that has been running for 90 years.
Yeah.
Anybody?
My father is 80 years old and he says, what happened? How did this happen? And everyone else is crying. There's no business happening. And it's Ramadan time. We are only working for 6 hours a day. And he's surprised too. I said, wow, I mean, you must be lucky. I said, yes, of course, I am very, very lucky to have all this manifested in time.
We know there's nothing called luck. We all manifest because there is
Absolutely.
an intent and there is that desire that that we always attract to. And like you said, you know very well said that you actually manifested even Chandra into your life, because
Yes.
that's how I look at it too. For more than 20 years, I was looking for a mentor. I was looking for somebody whom I can learn from. And one fine day, suddenly out of the blue, we have. Thank you, Sandeep.
Well,
Wonderful to hear your experience. Thank you for sharing. And I know it's quite early in the day, and many from Dubai, many people are joining. That commitment is amazing.
meditation will also help you reverse your biological age by at least 15 years. I mean, you can reprogram every little thing that you want. I mean, there have been people I see after the meditation programs, they have so much energy. At the age of 80, you can start running. My father does it too every morning, and it is helping him so much. He's as young as ever, and I say, wow. I mean, I wish I was as strong as him. But yes, you can do miracles with it. I mean, being on bed for 2 years, when I was 25-year-old, I got introduced to meditation after 7 years, unfortunately, after I got handicapped. That was crazy. I mean, cervical spondylosis, ankylosing spondylosis, slip disc, L4, L5 displaced, pressure, sugar up to level of 600. That got back, revived and revived and revived just because of meditation and yoga.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll not take much time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And friends, we have one more leader. I know we are close to 7:30. Do stay back, because we have another business leader whom we would love to hear. She's a one man or one woman army. That's so much. She supports Buddha CEO as well so much. Yes, Veena, please do it.
Savita Reddy. Savita Reddy has a degree in MBA from Mount Carmel Institute of Management, specializing in finance and information systems. She is currently the CEO of InLingua Bangalore. She started InLingua in Bangalore in 2005 and has been successfully managing it for the past 17 years, making it one of the leading language schools in the country, teaching French, German, Spanish, and other languages to individuals, corporates, and colleges. She's also the founder of languagestation.org, which is a platform connecting all language learners and speakers from across the globe. She's a trained Bharatanatyam dancer and a certified yoga instructor. She's also actively into trekking and running. In her free time, she loves writing, poetry, painting, and gives motivational talks to college students, inspiring them to take up entrepreneurship. She has been meditating with Buddha's Eva Quantum Foundation and is doing a lot of service activities with the foundation by helping us in many technical areas and many other things. Savita, I welcome you, Savita.
Thank you so much, Shreena, and thanks, Rakesh, for this wonderful opportunity. Hi, everybody. My experience with the spirituality or meditation started way back in 2009. I started my business after MBA, and I always had these questions. I mean, why are some people different? Some people successful, some people who are not, and why is there differences and things like that? So one day we were having lunch in the office, and one of our colleagues comes up and says, "It's like my house is not made up of bricks; it's made up of books." Then all of us were like, "We want to see your house." So I mean, she said, "Okay, come over," and we went to her house and met her father. He gave me one book. It's called Zero Limits by Joe Vitale. And as soon as I read that book, it's like it sort of changed my complete um, perception of the world. It's all about how we remove the thoughts. Keep our entire purpose is keep letting go of our thoughts, feelings, emotions, keep letting go of all the thoughts. And you reach a state where there are no thoughts or a zero limit, zero thoughts. And that's where the creation happens. Any thought that comes into the mind, it sort of gets manifested easily. So it was like, I mean, all of a sudden, I sort of, it was as if like I was blind all those years. And then suddenly I got a vision. I started looking at life from a completely different perspective. And I think one of them is asking for which book. It is Zero Limits by Joe Vitale. That was one of the first books that I read way back in around 2009. And after that, it's been exploring one modality to another and introduction to meditations and different aspects of it. So my entire business journey sort of become a spiritual journey. So even till date, it's like my business, the time that I spend in the business is very less, but it's more of spending time on myself. Constantly keep working on myself to let go of those thoughts. It's not just a one-time activity, but then moment by moment, every day, it's become a practice that we work continuously on ourselves and keep letting go of all those thoughts. And we keep creating every moment. So this is how it started. And then one after another, it sort of, I also used to visit Pyramid Valley. That's when I got to know about the soul trains, and I stay very close to the soul trains of the Buddha CEO office. Some of you are from Dubai and other places. I'm just about 5 minutes away from the Buddha CEO office. So it's sort of, I mean, I started visiting soul trains and sometimes meditate or attend some of the programs that used to happen there. And recently got connected with the Buddha CEO after the lockdown here, and attended one of their 40-day program. I think in November is when I got connected again, last year in November. Attended one of the 40-day programs, and this was like sort of first time I did the meditation on a daily basis, the breath mindfulness. I used to do it on and off and things like that. I'd seen a lot of changes in my life, in business. And this time I did it continuously for 40 days. And there were a lot of changes that I saw. The second business that I was working on from the last few years, I knew that it's like there would be some investor would be coming and investing. I could sense that, but it had not happened. And I was always wondering, I mean, whatever dreams that I had always would get manifested. Why is it that I'm not attracting any investors? So immediately, as soon as I started this, I didn't even have to complete the 40-day program. I got a call from one of the investors that I was expecting, saying it's like, let's meet and discuss. And they were interested to start working on this project. And so it was a sudden development. And I said, okay, I mean, yeah, the meditation is magic. And that was one of this one. And I'm also into classical dancing from the last 4 years, and learning dance at this age was not easy, but then I didn't give up. I sort of continued learning, putting in time. And then all of a sudden I saw a lot of changes. And when I started meditating, I started performing in more and more places. And the people who were around me, the relationships, even though there were people around me for many years, suddenly the way they connect changed. Like, for example, my dance teacher was very critical. She would keep correcting. And suddenly one day I manifested, and the next day I get a message from her saying, "You're so inspiring, so determined and focused, and you're this one." And she's changed the way she was teaching me, and said, you are my role model. And like this, many people, many friends who were around me for many years started coming and saying it's like, yeah, you are so inspirational, and you are my role model. And the way even people at home sort of started looking at me from a different, it was as if it's like I was changing as a person. So, I mean, life is full of magic and miracles, and every moment we keep creating. And I think we need to be very conscious about what thought goes into our mind and what we say. And sooner or later, if not today, tomorrow, if not this year, next year, if not this lifetime, next lifetime, whatever thought that we have gets manifested. So I think it's very important that we keep working on ourselves on a daily basis and ensure that we keep removing any of those thoughts. I mean, 99.99% of the time, the mind is like a sponge. It keeps absorbing everyone else's thoughts, feelings, emotions. And like the way we need food for the physical body, like the way we keep brushing our teeth daily and cleaning, it's like, it's very important that we keep our mind empty. We keep spending time every single day, every moment, letting go of those thoughts and returning back to that zero state where manifestation happens easily. So this has been my experience. Any other questions or anything else that?
Wow. Thank you, Savita. Amazing. Your business became your spiritual journey.
Yes. I mean, yeah, last 10, 12 years, it's like, it's amazing. The time that I spend in the business is minimal, sometimes half an hour, 1 hour. Sometimes there are days where for weeks, months, I don't even go to the business, think about it, focus. But then it happens. It's like there are people come into our lives, help us. For example, it's like after the lockdown, when I decided immediately that we don't need offices in a language training, this one, it's only about listening and speaking. We don't actually need physical offices. Sometimes it's like decluttering is very important. I mean, it takes away a lot of our energy, right? The spaces. So back in 2009 itself, I told people that one day I'll sit in a forest under a tree, just with my phone, and manage multiple businesses without any offices, any this thing. And even before the lockdown happened, 3-4 years before itself, we had started working on the technology to completely move online. The dream has always been to work from anywhere. I mean, I never saw the need for a physical office. And as soon as the lockdown happened, it was like a dream come true. Not the lockdown, but then the business part of it. Immediately, we closed our both the offices and moved online. And I think it's like, yeah, a lot of people said, yeah, this is what you are dreaming of. I said, yeah, not the lockdown, but the business part of it, yes, and completely automated. And from last 2-3 years working from home, I was like thinking maybe I need a, I mean, sometimes it gets boring sitting at home and doing all the work. Maybe I need some place to go out and work. I get a call from Buddha CEO saying, and I was so happy visiting the office. And I said, wow, this office is so good. It's just 5 minutes away. And I also get lunch there, wonderful food, and maybe I should work from here. And my son has been asking for an internship in a non-profit on a tech side of it. I was like thinking, where do I find a non-profit which is close by, and he wants to work on a tech side of it. So the first time I walked into the Buddha CEO, I felt like bringing him again. And then I said, okay, come over with me. And we walk into the office, not even we have entered, there was, I think, Pradeep and others sitting in a meeting. You were also there. And suddenly it's like, as soon as we walk in, somebody looked at him and said, do you know Python coding? He said, yes. Then come and join the meeting. And I was like surprised. I myself didn't know that he knew Python coding. I asked him, where did he learn? He said, through Google. And he was so happy. I mean, he started coding on it. He comes home and says, it's like, yeah, it's like shares that experience with everyone. I've seen him change, his body language change, his confidence level go up. After that, he participated in a change maker project in school and started working on a community library project. And he and his team got 40,000 funding and is working on it. And so I think, yeah, manifestation happens very easily once we are in that space.
Beautiful. I think thoughts create reality, which we keep hearing, and you are a perfect example. Everything that we think gets manifested. I mean, something that you said earlier. It's perfect setting for our next week session. Chandra is going to talk about manifestation quotient. But you proved that you experienced it, you lived that about manifesting every thought, everything that we do. And of course, you do so much for the foundation. You've been supporting us, and of course, your son Kamrat is amazing. Just so committed when he comes. Just, finishes it, gets whatever that is needed. No question. Thank you, Savita. Amazing to listen to your experience. Continue to get inspired. One person running multiple businesses and yet enjoying every experience of life. Thank you. And I think we do have B.S. Tiwari who wants to ask a question. Yes.
Thank you, Savita, for sharing your inspiring story. I would just request you to mention some of the salient points of the book that you referred and you read. Thank you.
So, Rakesh, do we have time? Do I go ahead, or how much
time? Just a couple of this one, right? Again, I think what you experienced in terms of from the book, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple. I mean, it's like I think the formula remains the same, whatever it is. The book that I read was about, yeah, I mean, I don't remember exactly, but the meaning was something like the purpose of life, right? What we need to do is just, I mean, we have picked up so many thoughts, not just from our childhood, from our previous lives, and we are a bundle of those thoughts creating, and every thought is energy. So many a times we want our whatever thought we have, our dreams, we want to realize, but it doesn't happen. It's like we are driving the car with the handbrake on. We want it to happen, but there are so many thoughts that we have picked up from everywhere. So all that we need to do is release that handbrake so that the vehicle moves forward. So all that we need to do in life is let go of those thoughts. Keep emptying the mind, letting go. Through meditation, I think meditation is what helps us. It's like letting go of all those thoughts, right? At a very subconscious level. It could be any activity. It could be different paths. Meditation is one of it. And you keep letting go of it. So once those thoughts go away, you sort of remove those energy blocks. And then you keep getting closer to your original state of no thoughts. That's where manifestation happens effortlessly. In fact, our life is supposed to be effortless. It's the mind which steps in. Life is so easy that our mind doesn't believe that it is so easy. That's where we like to complicate things. Instead, if we step away from our own way and allow the universe to work through us, the energy, the intelligence that's available in the universe, I think sort of takes care of us. When you plant a seed, you don't go and dig it and keep checking whether it's growing or not. And it grows effortlessly. There is nobody to guide it saying, okay, turn this side, there is sun, or water is this side, and things like that. That intelligence flows through it. The same with us, I think we should just allow that intelligence to unfold and follow that guidance, that awareness. It's like a feather touch. Just follow that step by step. And there is nothing like right or wrong, good and bad. Everything is just an experience, and everything is preparing you for the future self. Sometimes it might look difficult and things like that, but just go through that experience. Trust me, it's like never analyze it or anything. And it will take you higher and higher. It will take you towards your goals. The higher self, I mean, the universe knows what's good for us, and it always gives us, presents opportunities to us which we can handle. It never gives us something which we can never handle.
Thank you.
I liked what you said. We don't, once you plant a seed, you don't keep digging to see what's happening. Nature knows how to grow, and universe knows what is good for us. Beautifully said, Savita. Amazing. Yes.
Yeah, it is a very nice speech. Basically, not only to you, Savita, this question to maybe Rakesh or someone also can. My point, what I am listening is never analyze. But when we go through the experiences, basically, whether it is good or bad, so if we analyze only, then we'll come to know whether it's a good or bad experience, or when we understand and analyze only, right? So that's my query.
But why do you have to know whether it's good or bad? Life is a series of experiences. Right? Just
Yeah.
enjoy it, and it's a point of view that creates it.
Right, I agree that point. But at the same time, suppose even though you are doing good, your maybe your family members or the colleagues, you're not getting the positive response. Then, of course, I started meditating very recently, but I'm just trying to understand. Apart from meditation and positive thinking, what else we can, do to receive the other person's response, in a good manner, or even though they are doing, they are reacting in different way. Also, I mean, bad manner or whatever it is, different way. They could not able to understand you, and so in those situations, how can we react or respond? Yes.
So, I mean, through meditation, it's like when you get into that expansive state where I think Chandra also keeps saying it's like we are that infinite being, right? From that space, every problem, everything else becomes very small. It's like whatever people react or tell, it's their point of view. Respect that. You don't have to take it personally. Your life is your business. What other people say is none of your business. But you need to work with them, you need to collaborate with them, acknowledge that, and you're aware of other people's thoughts, feelings, emotions. Acknowledge that, but you need to be in allowance. A pebble in a stream doesn't resist or react the water that flows. It doesn't align or agree with it. It's just in allowance, the water flows. You are just aware of everybody's thoughts. It's like that in yoga, they say, Sakshi Baba. Just aware, witness everything. If you have something to offer which contributes to their consciousness, tell them. Otherwise, no need. You carry on with your life. The right people with the right vibrations will continue with you. The ones who drop out are not the ones matching your vibrations or your future self. Allow them to go. You don't have to get stuck. Life is like a series of lessons, right? From first grade, second grade, we keep moving on. We don't hold on to people, to experiences. Letting go includes that also. And keep moving on.
Beautifully said.
Like what you said, you make your problem small. So it's only about perception. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. I think one thing that we understand as we go into meditation is we choose our happiness. We are not dependent how others people react to us. We, of course, we relate to them, but we don't depend on them to be happy or how we handle things. So, yes, meditation gives us that strength to be ourselves. Thank you. Yes.
I think Rakeshji, for Srinivasji, I mean, because I was just listening to him, I think the book, honestly, that would help, like which y'all had suggested, was the 4 Agreements. Srinivasji, if you get a chance, if you do read that book, because I mean, it was a Buddha CEO Foundation, the book club that they have, and they had suggested that book, and I had ended up reading it. I think that has answers to all that you have been, concerned with, or whatever is going on in your life and everything, and you'll be able to get better answers with that. It's an amazing book. Do read that.
Yes, absolutely. One thing that I keep in books are a way to expand our consciousness about anything. The more we don't use our mind to analyze a whole lot, but we use our mind to increase our intellect to do what is right. There's no good or bad, like Savita said, right? There's nothing like good or bad. We just make that perception. But what we do, we use that intellect to discern what is the right thing to do. Like Sandeep said earlier, whether to take a loan or not. So that decision comes from the information that we gather, and the more we improve our intellect, and improving our intellect, one of the biggest way to do it is to read more books. And absolutely, Four Agreements is a wonderful book, and there are many books. I think be part of the book clubs, especially as you start the journey. Healing Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza, amazing, manifesting anything that we want, including what our thoughts and feelings, I mean, about others. I mean, Savita wonderfully said, how her teacher reacted or responded moment she changed her thought. And she started meditating, and she started, manifesting, hey, this is how others are responding to her. Naturally happens. And I personally have experienced that too. My teacher. Stop, so we create our reality. That is amazing thought. Thank you, Savita. Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Mitsui. I mean, great book, Four Agreements. Absolutely, it's a small book, very small book, very easy to read, but very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else has any questions, or anybody wants to share their experience today's meditation? All right. So thank you, friends. Amazing sharing. I learned quite a bit from both Mr. Sandeep and Savita. I know Savita, as she was visiting Buddha CEO quite a bit. Amazing commitment, amazing dedication to everything that she does, and offering to help any way that she can, in spite of being so, doing so much. I mean, multiple businesses, and yet she's there to offer her service. And Mr. Sandeep, great sharing. I love that. Again, we as we get into next week, we talk about manifesting our whatever that we want, our dreams, but also going from, with all these health conditions that you had, it's almost like Dr. Joe Dispenza's story, how meditation definitely helps to heal ourselves, whatever conditions, because everything is in the thought and everything in the energy form. So thank you for that amazing sharing, and I'm sure everybody has got inspired to continue the meditation, continue this journey, and take those benefits. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. We'll be happy to connect if anyone wants information of how to heal yourself. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, I think that's why we have this satsang, so that people can connect and get inspired from others. So thank you for offering that.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Savita. All right, friends. So we'll meet back again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. It's a long meditation. Sandeep said, we 2 hours of meditation every day. It really takes us deeper. So let's join again tomorrow for this wonderful long meditation. Thank you.